Mr. Adams, do you recognize what this is? Yes. What is it? It's oath. I'm sorry, would you mind if we zoom in on that section again? Thanks, Miss Harney. Do you see where it says, death to all those who go against the set? Yes. What does that mean? Exactly what it says. Well, you use the term set. What does set mean? What's a set? That's Blood Hound Brim. Can you give an example of a different set? Well, low rider brims, red side brim. And this particular paragraph here, this oath, did this apply to the Bloodhound Brims or any other set? Bloodhound Brim. And do you see where it says, the only way out of this hood is if it's granted by this hood? Do you see that? Yes. First of all, what is a hood? It's a set, another word for a set. And what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm sorry, what does the only way out of this hood is if it's granted by this hood mean? Exactly what it says. The only way out is if it's granted. As far as you can remember, was anyone ever voluntarily granted permission to leave the gang? No. If we could look at the bottom of the page, Miss Harney, can you read what is written there, starting on the left? It says, 220 Bloodhound Brim. Blood, Bronx, 212, Greyhound, Harlem, Beagle, Queens, Bassett, Brooklyn, Coon, Staten Island, Double-Breasted Hound, Westchester and Buffalo, Elk Hound, New Jersey, Afghan Hound, Long Island, Wolfhound, Delaware, Otter Hound, PA, Foxhound, Philly, Isby Hound, North Carolina, Salute Hound, Virginia, Buffalo Hound, Georgia, Whippet Hound, Jamaica, and Barzo Hound, Texas. Do you recognize what you just read? Yes. What is it? It's the pedigrees. I'd like to show you what's marked Government Exhibit 172. Do you recognize this exhibit? Yes. How do you recognize this? That was some of the lingo that Mitch gave me. So to be clear, who is Mitch again? Mitch was Hound. And when did Mitch give this to you? When he came to Brooklyn from MCC. He was on trial at MCC. Do you remember approximately what year that was? 2016. And what is MCC? It's a federal penitentiary in Manhattan. And do you recognize what this is? Yes. What is it? It's the 10 Hound Commandments and the 16 pedigrees. Did you write this paperwork? No. Is that your handwriting? No. What did you do with this paperwork? Gave it to my lawyer. Do you know what your lawyer did with it? Gave it to the government. The government offers Government 172. Any objection? No. No, Your Honor. Government Exhibit 172 is received. Miss Harney, if we publish 172? Mr. Adams, can you read at the top of the page the first 10 numbers there? No rats at all. No homo. No bust at all. No secrecy. No success. If a hound is shot, stabbed, or touched by anyone, we ride on them and the person close to them. No disrespecting the sister. Time come, I'll bust my gun. Growth and development is a must. Communication is a must. Hound business is hound business only. Looking at number 9, communication is a must. What does that mean? Staying in contact. Stay in contact with who? Usually the chain of command, and why is communication important? Because it's always good to know what's going on with everyone. And what about number 10? Hound business is hound business. Do you know what that means? Exactly what it says. Hound business is hound business. Versus what? Can you explain a little bit more about what that means? Well, there's a lot of other blood sets, and their business is not our business. Our business is not theirs. And number 3, no busters at all. What does that mean? Another word for punks. No punks. Number 5, if a hound is shot, stabbed, or touched by anyone, we ride on them and the person close to them. What does that mean? Exactly what it says. If a hound is touched, we touch them back, or somebody close to them. What do you mean by touched? Shot, stabbed, beat up, anything. What does we ride on them mean? It's another word for we retaliate. We can take this down. Thanks. Mr. Adams, what is the relationship between 5'9" Brim and Blood Hound Brims? 5'9" Brim was the first Brim hood. They all Brim. They all formed the NYBBA. What is the NYBBA? New York Blood Brim Army. How did you learn about the NYBBA? I was a high-ranking member of the Blood Hound Brim, and I was Brim. And what is the NYBBA? This is a banner. It's a banner that all of the 9 Brim hoods fall under. You said the 9 Brim hoods. Can you give some examples of the 9 Brim hoods? Bloodhound Brim, 5'9" Brim, Lowrider Brim, Hit Squad Brim, Red Side Brim. Sometimes they change. One goes up, one comes down. Can you think of all of them as you sit here today? No. How is the NYBBA run? It's a committee, GF from each hood. And what sorts of decisions does the NYBBA make? What hoods go up? What hoods come down? When you say go up and come down, what do you mean? One hood stays under the banner, and one hood is no longer under the banner. If a hood is no longer under the banner, what does that mean? It means it's faded. What does it mean for a hood to be faded? Either you switch your hood or you get shot. Who switches their hood? Whoever is under the hood that's faded, that's no more. Based on your understanding of the NYBBA, would you be allowed to found a set of a Brim hood without the approval of the NYBBA? No. Objection. Sustained. At the time that the Bloodhound Brims was founded, to your understanding, was the Bloodhound Brims a part of the NYBBA? No. Why wasn't the Brim able to found the Bloodhound Brims without the NYBBA? Objection. 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 Sustained. Was the Bloodhound Brims ever a part of the NYBBA? Yes. How did the Bloodhound Brims become a part of the NYBBA? Objection. Objection. Sustained. No foundation. Did you at any point learn whether the Bloodhound Brims was a part of the NYBBA? Objection. Overruled. Yes. How did you learn that? Because once it was sanctioned, it goes up under the banner. How did you learn that it had been sanctioned? Like I said, I was a member, so it was my job to know what was going on with the hood. Did anyone tell you that it had been sanctioned? No, not nobody. Not nobody per se. But when we got the paperwork and it came out, on the paperwork it said that it was sanctioned February 20th. April 26, 2006. Did you at any point learn how it had come to be sanctioned? Yes. How did you learn that? We basically bullied our way in. I'm sorry? How did you learn that it had been sanctioned? Because I took part in it. And when you say bullied your way in, what do you mean? We didn't take no for an answer. That was the whole point of having a bunch of shooters. I want to show you what's marked Government Exhibit 902. Do you recognize this exhibit? Yes. How do you recognize it? This is basically the NYBBA and Hound and all of the pedigrees under it, or some of the pedigrees under it. Have you seen this exhibit before? Yes. Did you help create this exhibit? Yes. Have you reviewed it for accuracy? Yes. Is it an accurate reflection of the NYBBA and the relationship to the Bloodhound Brims and the pedigrees? Yes. The government offers 902. Any objection? Just a moment, Your Honor. If I could have a moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, we object. Could we have a sidebar? The government offers Exhibit 902. 902 is received. Ms. Harney, can we publish 902? Mr. Adams, can you just read what's written in the orange on top? New York Blood Brim Army, NYBBA, 9 Brim hoods. And does this chart show all the 9 Brim hoods? No. Which Brim hood does it show? Bloodhound Brim. And in the blue on the bottom, what is that? Some of the pedigrees. Is it an accurate reflection of the pedigrees based on your knowledge? Yes. All right, Miss Harney, you can take that down. Mr. Adams, I'd like to focus on when you were in state prison from 2005 until 2011. Do you recall testifying that you were incarcerated in many different state prisons during that time? Yes. When you arrived at a new prison, how would you learn who was a hound? We would come on the locked-in quarters. We would say Whoopty. What is Whoopty? It's a hound salute. I'm sorry, can you say that again? I didn't hear. It's a hound salute. And when you yelled Whoopty, what were you expecting? Someone to say he recognized the hound whistle. And what did that mean if you heard that? That means there's other hounds around.